'Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary, it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends, gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry.
What if I told you this was the last Monday morning of your life? One thing that I've said a bunch publicly is I haven't done meditation because I'm scared it's going to screw up my brain. But always willing to try new things. Really excited about Inscape Studio, an app that I invested in personally, actually, along with Stephen Ross personally. And we're really excited about it. Kajak's an incredible entrepreneur and very passionate about the space. It's almost like if I started a jets business, you know? When you get somebody who's great at operating and is deeply passionate about a space, it's a good combo. So it's good to bring the team, try it out. I think I'll be doing it more. I got some practice. Every time she was like refocus, I was like, oh my God, yes, I was in outer space. So going from meditation to getting on the stage and getting crazy. So good transition for this morning. Good day, a lot going on. Head to London tonight, so it should be good. And that'll be that.
Eric?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I won't keep you.
No worries.
Nice to meet you. Wow.
What's your name?
Rich. Yeah,
Rich.
I've been following you online for years. Wow.
Thank you, brother.
So cool.
Thanks for the kind words.
Thanks for shaking my hand. That's great.
Pleasure. No worries.
Thanks to our speakers, but you, the attendees, it's so important. You are a critical piece of this network that's thinking about really the year ahead.
Thank you, brother.
Really excited to talk to all of you, and as is the Exchange
So I
group as
listened to your
well.
interview
So,
on
looking
Lewis
forward to the
Howes.
next
Yes.
2 days.
And then I've just been following all sorts of stuff.
Moving ahead.
Thank you, brother.
Great work.
Let's see, we will talk we have. Go ahead.
We've been looking at ways to take agile, iterative approaches into predicting trending hashtags, trending keywords
Cool.
before it even happens. So real quick example just to make it clear to everybody. So if we know Hurricane Matthew is coming in 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Yep.
we buy the keyword.
I get it.
We start selling duct tape and glow sticks and water
I get it.
and everything else before
Yep.
it's a trendy thing.
Yep.
How does that, are you doing stuff like that? Or how do you think about
We're doing that around culture. So that's super practical and smart, and I would call that transactional, and I love that shit. I do it for Wine Library quite a bit. I'm much more into that culturally. It's understanding that shadow boxing is happening. It's understanding that meditation as a consumer trend in the way that SoulCycle and health happened is a trend. And so we're making a lot of bets It's understanding that 14 of Atlanta's hip hop artists are about to become the next Drakes and Lil Waynes. We're doing it a little bit more creatively and culturally. It has more upside and more downside. The transactional stuff I think is massively interesting. The problem is for everybody in this room, most of their clients don't sell the entire funnel. Right? When you're a CPG brand, you're not selling it direct to consumer, you're selling it through CVS, and that's why we're at the mercy of all these metrics. The problem is the metrics and the sales don't match up. That has to be talked about. I don't believe that this is a call to arms to the industry. I don't think we have all these crooks or bad people. I think we have an entire broken ecosystem, not just from the marketing people, but from actually the brand side and the clients, and just the whole kit and caboodle is broken, and the reason I'm optimistic that it will change, and I didn't get to say this on stage, so to give you something is, as clients now start caring more about Amazon and Walmart's new efforts to go e-com and direct to consumer, and as we know, even the brands themselves starting to sell direct to consumer, they're gonna start having a much better read on if their marketing's actually working. Because I'm empathetic to Johnson & Johnson. If they're doing marketing, the reason they rely on math is they don't have all the data on what marketing is actually making somebody go buy Band-Aids at Walgreens.
I know.
But, Toby, I've not been in this business for a long time. I would say more than 60% of the meetings I'm in, the marketing math, the CPM costs, the impressions, the things of that, right, look great, and then you get to the end of the presentation and the business is down.
Hey man,
Hey
how
man,
are you?
good to see you.
Can we do a quick picture?
Sure.
Awesome, really appreciate
Take
it.
care, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, picture?
Can I take a picture
Yeah, of
too?
course. D-Rock. Guys, it's this documenting versus create thing. It's so real. It is so real. This has been an unbelievably interesting year for me because, morning guys, between documenting versus create, huge value, the eBay challenge, huge value, and now it's going down on a DM. I think we're making real strides, D-Rock. These are 3 phenomenal pillars of non-motivation. Motivation's always there, right? But for people that really want to get value in a different way, a lot of the challenge that I get from people is, hey, okay, like what about the practical advice? First of all, I'm documenting it. Like just watch what I do. That's the most practical fucking thing I'm doing, motherfucker. Sorry, it's just like, people want like little basic tactics. I mean, there's a ton of free white papers. Don't buy the bullshit ebooks that will tell you, where you going, D-Rock? That will tell you what to do. No, but honestly, like just teaching people how to sell stuff, teaching someone how to fish versus giving them a fish is always the game. But this documenting versus creating, a lot of you are starting to pick up on it and it's winning for you. People are interested in people's lives. People are interested in people's journeys. People are interested in people's crafts. People are interested in seeing different perspectives, entertainment, education. It's real, no matter where you are in the journey. How are you? I fucking wish I was doing this when the early days of Wine Library. Could you imagine? I can't even wait. I don't want to be 50, but I want to be 50 because I can't wait to watch this stuff 10 years from now and see how right I was. Hey.
Hi.
How are
Good
you?
morning. How
Good
are
to see you.
Good to see you.
How have you been?
Oh, great. How are
Good,
you?
good.
Hey.
How are you? Such a pleasure. The whole castle collapses. You get the one wrong politician who wants to make an agenda. I'm not even going down that path. Now,
That's like the one thing.
yeah, now, I assume that means what it always means, which is, Instagram obviously has its policy, influencers on Instagram should be a piece of cake because their policies are in place there and accepted by your company to do that.
Yep, and I don't think you guys are thinking of using animation too.
No.
Animation is one of those gray areas.
Meaning animation? No, I mean, to me, I wasn't thinking about it yes or no, but if it's a no, there's so much we could be doing.
I agree.
Including, if we really want him to come to life, let's go pay for the costume and have him run around the world, right?
Yep.
What I want to I know exactly what to do. And the only thing is they're speaking to the, 19, 17, 22, 28-year-olds, and I want to be smart about who we pick and how we do it. This is such a funny conversation. It's funny because this is all we ever do, and it works. But it's and it's the ambition of my company to get this is unbelievable. Like the level of importance this project has for me is enormous because I actually think transcended our business. Like we exploded the growth of that brand. It is the now. And it was all because we took money from TV and put it into influencers on Instagram and Snapchat. It just happened. It just works. So, can you win with one when everybody else had 8? You sure can if you believe that 7 was wasted.
Right.
Yeah, that's the entire thesis of the next 20 years of my life. Why do I have the audacity to think I'm gonna buy these things and take them from 20 million in sales to 100? Because that's what I've done in the businesses that I've run, and because I really think so much money is being wasted because I think the nuances of interpretation, like Dunk would never consider this influence. For him, in the way he looks at it, this is like mainstream, but for our world over here, right, this is so influenced compared, right? And to me, mainstream commercials don't even exist to him. It's like saying, have you seen a dinosaur?
Said who have more of a psych background,
Yep.
Went to school for psychology.
Yes. I think I'm the most talented psych person on earth. And I think it comes from my soul.
Right.
And so I don't want to become a data nerd.
Right.
I love the idea of you feeding me things so the fact that you even just said that sentence, we're set. Feed me things that I'll react to, like, hey, this study on gratitude said these 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 things.
Right.
And then we'll just jam.
Okay. So things that bounce off of you from a pure data perspective, or a mix of this is the
give me it all.
big
Let's
intense.
yeah. Watch something I put out and be like, hey, did you know?
Right.
It's like a hey, did you know kind of thing.
Okay.
More of this here in addition to myself. Gary, meet Priscilla.
Priscilla, how are you?
Hello.
Thank you so much for the interest, and hello.
And if you dig into the details towards the end, I break out, hey, this is what I was thinking based on my 6 years of brand experience.
Yep.
This is what I think the split would be.
Yep.
But as part of the pitch and part of the ask is for you guys to come back to
Love
us
it.
with a recommendation
Awesome.
on how to break out that spend.
That's all, I couldn't ask for anything more, right? And the truth is that is the most interesting because our belief at Vayner, and I think we're very different than the market, that a lot of working media dollars in the digital space are being thrown in the garbage through a lot of the things that people are doing around programmatic or banner or pre-rolls that could be dramatically more maximized in a social environment. And since part of this pitch is for us to bring what we would do, if I always think if I owned the company, what we would do, that's all I could ask for. And so then that gives me the freedom to give you our best at bat. None of it's too crazy, but it's all like stuff that's like I'm kind of into.
Yeah.
The $1 Million Man in Wrestling's line of everybody's got a price is still one of my favorite all-time cultural
How often have you had to do bad news?
A lot, and I hate it, and I'm not good at it. One of the reasons, historically this company is going to be better than Wine Library was I wasn't good at delivering vinegar. I was much better at delivering honey. What has happened is I've gotten better at it, and it's been very monumental. You have to be able at both. But what I will say is, even when I would say, hey, I don't like the way you're not letting it's honey with vinegar, right? It's like, hey, I love you at a macro. You gotta fix this, and tell me if I'm wrong, here's my observation. And then when you have a winner, they'll be like, they're pumped because you gave them the honey, they feel safe because they feel like they're safe in a macro. And then I'm going back to this exact example. Steve's like, yeah, that's just it's tough to break that pattern. Yeah. That people got undermined in the companies I've worked with before because the junior person would go over and they just blindly fire the senior person. I'm so 360, we take forever to make those decisions here. Yeah. And this is the jumping off point for our next chapter together.
Okay, our next chapter is
no more viral videos together and trying to convince people Facebook was important. I think they believe that now. Man, how are you? Real pleasure. How are things?
Pretty good.
Good, man. Sit. Better. Like if you're looking backwards, it's over. Who gives a fuck that you got nothing but time and you've got it? Every second you spend on being mad about anything is wasted. I'm mad about everything. And I spend no time on it. You're gonna win, my man. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Right? I'm telling, listen, I've had a little bit of time with you. The thing you've got, nobody can take from you.
Yes. Exactly.
All right.
I love it.
All right, so we'll really break bread. Let's do a late dinner and then we'll go out or something, or like. Off to London. Gonna make some magic happen across the pond. 24 hours of hustle. UK style.